I mean, you might as well. You might as well. I mean, you might as well work on your car when it's a blizzard. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we're gonna do that. All right. So this is gonna be a quick one today. Doing an oil change on my wife's Lexus 3.5 liter V6. They haven't changed much in the way of this engine in like 20 years. So I already had the oil draining from last night. This engine has doesn't have your typical spin-on filter. It's got like a cartridge, a paper cartridge. Toyota's been using these for a long time. Their other V8s and V6s have the same sort of deal, but you're gonna need one of these. This one was on eBay. I like it that it's metal. I wouldn't buy the plastic ones just because they'll end up maybe breaking or stripping, so you want something that gets on there good. All right, I'm gonna get the drain plug in first. So Toyota uses this like goofy fiber washer, and they're relatively inexpensive, so I just buy a whole bunch of them. Or if you order your filters online, they should come with them, but it's like a specific crush gasket. You want to change it. I mean, it crushes and gets weird. You could probably find an aluminum one and then you wouldn't have to do this, but so we got the washer on. We're gonna flop that back in the pan now. This is a 14 mil. So you want to get that gasket to crush, but you don't want to go bananas. I'd say probably 15 foot-pounds. Okay, that should be good. All right, so now, this is where the filter cartridge is. And you can see, I mean, you can get to it. It's not super comfortable. I've done this so many times that I can kind of do it by feel. But we're going to get that cup on here. We're going to get it loose, and the oil, you're supposed to take off this plug right here, and then you jam in this like plastic thing, and it's supposed to let the oil come out. I mean, it's a friggin' nightmare. So I just take off the whole cup. It makes a little bit more of a mess. It's not a big deal. And then you can take the whole filter assembly out. So I'm going to get that cup, we'll put it on here, and then we'll spin it off. So basically, you get this cup, it lines up with these like little tabs, and then you can start, once you get the tabs lined up, you can start spinning the thing off. So you can see there's those like bosses here, and then that fits in like that. But yeah, that's what you're going for. The big thing with these is to just kind of clean the threads off. And then there's a O-ring here, so I get a little pick and I just kind of work the O-ring off. And you want to replace that every time, and then you can visually inspect the groove, make sure there's no junk in there. I like to use some silicone paste on the O-ring because oil really isn't great for rubber. Here's our new O-rings, and then the filter just slides out. There's a little bit of residual oil in here. I'm going to pour that out. And we'll just take the new one, and this, you know, can only go on one way. It doesn't matter. And you just pop it in there. It's kind of spring-loaded. You don't want to really twist it much, so just push it in. You'll feel it bottom, and then you're done with that. So now it's O-ring time. And again, I like to use the silicone paste. So I get a little bit, and I just kind of lube up the O-ring a little bit so it's not dry. I mean, the O-ring does all the sealing. Oil just, you know, helps lubricate a little bit. So then you just work this on here. And the big thing with the O-ring is you absolutely need to keep it into this groove. So if you need to, use your old pal, the pick, to help get it in that groove there. But it's super important that you get it in that groove, because that's what does the sealing. You don't want to get it on the threads, because then it could get mangled in there, or who knows, it would be bad. So Make sure it's in that bottom groove, pretty hard to miss. Now we're going to go put it on. You basically just get it lined up. I like to put it in by hand so I'm not cross-threading anything. And then this thing will start and go on buttery smooth, and then you'll start feeling the resistance from the O-ring, and that's how you know you're starting to get ready to torque it. So line up those little tabs there. So basically when you're running this on, you want to go slow. You don't want to like cock up that O-ring, and you'll feel this filter housing bottom. So just go slow. Don't try to speed the process up with an impact like those idiots at those 1995 oil change places. All right, so now I feel it bottom. Yeah, so it's bottom now. Basically, you just give it a little tug, and that's it. It's done. The O-ring keeps everything in place. This piece is big. It's not going to vibrate out. You just need to bottom it, and then you feel it kind of lock into place, and that's it. You're finished. One of the cleaner rags here to make sure I got. Sometimes little drippy dogs gets behind the housing and stuff. So I'll just kind of work my rag around and it should be good. Okay, owner's manual says 6.4 quarts of oil. I almost forgot, I got this cool Toyota funnel that threads in. I definitely recommend you get one of these. So you just thread the thing in so it's tight, and then makes it a hell of a lot easier to put your oil in. And that is it. I'll clean this jazz up and start it up, check for leaks. I know there won't be any. And that's it. This thing's good for another 4,000, 5,000 miles easy. Alright, well, thanks for watching.